Hey guys, so we're gonna be playing some Grandmaster ladder as Zerg, and I'm gonna be doing mostly cheeses this time and some Odins as well. I haven't been playing this game for almost a month, like 28 days or something, so my mechanics are kinda rusty, but I'll try my best. And I'll show a couple of really good and viable strategies on this level, and not only in Grandmaster League, but also very good for all other leagues as well. And the first opponent we got is for Jumi. It's a German Protoss player who's actually kinda good. I believe he was in the WCS Challenger, or whatever it's called nowadays, called ESL stuff. And we'll see what we can do on this map. This one is pretty large actually, and the distance between the bases is quite significant as it seems, and we'll try to do something with links. We can have like a couple of roach pushes as well this time, but I don't really feel like roaches are as good nowadays against Protoss players, especially after they nerfed Ravagers quite a bit, and also because many Protoss players, they really like to build 2, 3 and sometimes even 4 oracles, and the problem with roaches and Ravagers is that it's super easy to target them. You can always play German Taxi though. It's when you take your queens all together with your attacking force, but it's also a pretty difficult one to execute, so I'm not going to be trying that, because I would say it's really unrealistic to play on, well, let's say Gold League, right? When I was in Gold League, or even when I was like in Diamond, something like this would be really difficult to execute. So I'll be aiming to choose something that's really easy to do, and something that's super doable on any level as well. And for me, that's the +1 Carapace build. No, the Carapace, sorry, +1 melee. You can do the Carapace as well, but that's not the most important upgrade. And this is something that I've been doing for quite some time. And I even have a video on this channel where I discuss that strategy in details. So for now, we're just gonna be droning up until we have the third base, and until we have like a really decent economy, so that we can keep up producing links in the desired quantity. And the quantity is around a lot, I would say that. So let's try and see. He doesn't have anything strange here on the base, right? It's just a normal playstyle that everybody does nowadays. Probably going for the adept soon, and let's see what he's got at home.
Unacceptable command.
I need to make sure it's not the Twilight, or it's not something strange like Robo. I know some players like to do some unorthodox build orders, but I'm not sure if that's the case for this guy. However, he opened with a Stalker, and well, that's kind of scary because, well, Stalker is not something you usually do, and yeah, that's the Twilight, so probably gonna expect the Adepts, and then there's gonna be a follow-up, which I don't know what that's gonna be. However, it's still fine, we can still play the way I do, but I need to transfer my extra drone back to the gas, order the upgrade, and now I have to build the Banelink nest most likely. Because again, yeah, he has the Robo facility, which means it's not gonna be like the fast expand adepts, because now it's very popular to play that. He's probably gonna be attacking with a War Prism, and he will be trying to finish that game really quickly, and I'll need to stop that. Also, I'll probably need the second gas as well, because it's something that's required, right? Because I won't be able to produce many Banelings from only one gas, so I'll need to make sure that I do that as well. And now we have like a decent creep spread, and now I can just be making links, and that's gonna be it. So let's see what he's got. I don't think he's got something like special. Maybe there is like a Dark Shrine, that's something I need to be aware of, so I'm just gonna be making layer just in case. I don't really need that, but yeah, let's make it. Okay, and that's the Dark Shrine actually, so now we need to add some spores, and that's gonna be fine. Alright, so this game is a bit different from what I would expect it's gonna be, right? Because now we are on defense. We are not actively cheesing this guy, because again, he's playing something that's normally like a very this is not like a, you know, it's something that you have to defend yourself. You can't really go all in against that. You need to be very careful. But the good thing is that I was able to catch these units, and now I'll probably just stay and wait for my for all my stuff to be made, and I'll try to attack him at home. because again, I can finish the game right now with this Baneling bust, and yeah, I can sacrifice the base. It's kind of painful, to be honest, right? Because like you never really want to lose that base, but okay, it's fine if I manage to break him. If I do not manage to break him, though, it's gonna be a disaster for me, but that's still fine again. This guy's really good, so I'm fine losing to him once, but not twice, though, hopefully. Alright, let's go. Let's go for it. We have the +1, so the damage is gonna be really, really big, and he actually prepares, but I think I can sneak in. No, there's a chance, but alright, this guy's gonna be defending well, but let's see if he actually does that. Here I have enough defense at home, right, so I should be well, but no. Actually, he's doing a great job here as well. Yeah, he kind of defended that attack, and now I need to make sure I still go for that, maybe not, actually no. There is like very little chance that I actually defend that, but let's give it a second try. But that was really actually good for me. Like, still, if I just manage to break in, and I think I'm gonna do that, and I'm actually doing that, then maybe I'll still cause some damage. But the problem is, again, this guy was super aggressive, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this game just like that. However, I still have the +2, so it's fine. I still have like some economy at home, but the problem is that I'm gonna be facing this stuff with the Archons, and it's gonna be a GG most likely, right? So now, yeah, it's probably gonna be GG anyway. So let's just, you know, go quickly in the replay and see what I did wrong in this game, because it's super important to check it out and see what could have been better. And for me, I think the main problem was here. So like, yeah, I scouted everything, I knew what to expect, I had the +1 upgrade, I had enough Banelings. Actually, I could have had like a bit more Banelings, let me see. I think this was the case why I lost this game, actually, because if I had like just a bit more, and I had actually the resources to make just a little bit more, maybe like 2 or 3 extra Banelings, I think it would have been enough to actually destroy the Cybernetics core, and I would have been able to actually break in, let me see. And yeah, I think like, yeah, the Stalker actually took too long to die, right? He needed like extra +1 Baneling to disappear from this wall, and this was super crucial for him, because if I just had one single Baneling, that would have been enough to break in, and probably he, you know, he would be in just like in a much better, no, sorry, not in a better, not in a worse state, right? Because now he can throw the force field, he feels really confident. The battery is not the battery, okay, so, but anyway, like, yeah, with the force field it's really fine. I should have also targeted the cybernetics core, but the problem now is that I don't really have many links, and he also has the immortal right now, and I don't do the damage to the economy. And the best case scenario for me would be if he just recalled back at home and tried to warp in some stuff, but he actually could have done that, by the way, because he has the mana in the next eye, but he decided not to do that. So yeah, this is very important in StarCraft 2. It's something that I usually forget, but yeah, you need to keep the track on how much stuff you have. You can see I have 8 Banelings, and I also have the +1, but you actually need 10. You really need 10 to break the wall with a Stalker in it. And yeah, you can see if I was just a little bit quicker with this bust, if I just managed to sneak in, I think it would have been a game for me. Maybe it would not have been the game, but you know, my position in this game would have been so much better, because at least I could have got some of his probes, and the damage would be enough for me to continue to transition to Roaches maybe, or just, you know, play normally, get the next expansion, get the third base, and then continue from that. But it's still fine, I guess. Let's go to the next game. Alright, we got ourselves the next game, and we are playing against a guy named Gugus, or something like that. I don't know how to read that nickname. And he's also playing random, so I don't really know what to expect from this guy, but we'll see, and we'll try to scout him, obviously. First and foremost, because it's really difficult to decide on what you're gonna be doing if you don't know who you're playing against, right? So we'll try to do that, but I'll also check for the proxies, and just for this game I'll try to play the very uncommon yet very safe build order that's used to be a bit popular in the old days of StarCraft 2, in the old days of Legacy of the Void. So it's gonna be the gas pool and then hatchery. This is something done in ZVZ. It's not very, I wouldn't call it good, but you know, you sometimes can make use of that, because it allows you to be very aggressive in the beginning with your links, because you're gonna get the link speed earlier. The problem though is that your economy is gonna be worse, and unless you're facing something really serious like 12 pool or like a similar early aggression, then it's probably not the best thing to play, actually. But I'm gonna do that because I don't know who I'm facing, right? I don't know, maybe it's gonna be Zerg, and then it's gonna be really good. But usually if you face Terran or Protoss, it's not the best thing to play. But the good thing about that is that I'm gonna be having the very early links. I'm gonna have 6 of them, and they are gonna cause some troubles, I hope. If he's playing Protoss, then probably not. Most likely not, unless he doesn't have the wall. But he is actually playing something similar. He's a Zerg player. He's playing 12 pool, or I believe that's something close to that. So we actually got ourselves a very good position in this game, because now we're gonna be defending just that thing, and we're gonna be having a really, really good economy. And, you know, just our position here is very decent, I would say. So now we can try to fight here, just need to make sure that I don't take a bad fight, and I'm actually taking a really good fight, but it's still fine, I guess so. Yeah, we're gonna get the queen very soon, so anyway, it doesn't really matter as much. And yeah, he has the hatchery, so it's not like super duper all-in. He's not gonna be like ending this game with this attack, and yeah, it's fine. So we defended with a better economy, and we're gonna have the link speed very soon, so he'll have to be on the defensive in a matter of seconds, so it's pretty good for us. And yeah, this is the only like scenario in the game when this thing that I played is actually super good. You can see that I had like absolutely zero effort defending that. It was super easy for me to do, and now I can just keep on attacking him, and he's probably gonna have a bit of troubles ahead of him, right? Because, well, I'm gonna have the link speed very soon. He doesn't have much stuff at home, probably, maybe like 2 queens or something, but he desperately needs to make the spine crawler, right? Because without that, it's not gonna be good for him, I think. But yeah, the problem again, I need to be also very extremely cautious, because again, if I just overspend, if I make too much stuff here, and actually not break him, then probably it's gonna be a GG. But again, this is like the best timing ever. He's trying to make a wall, but it's not ready yet. It's kind of difficult for him to make, and yeah, well, maybe he'll be able to defend the first wave, but again, I have the speed, and I'll be able to probably crush him very soon. So let's try to bait him and just keep on fighting. I think I'll just, I'll just do it even without the banelings. This doesn't look really good for him, and yeah, we can just make links and links and links, and that's gonna be it, yeah. Do these little tricks. And again, like maybe even if he holds somehow, which is probably not gonna happen, but the problem is that even if he holds, he already lost like a bunch of workers. He lost like these workers that were invested into this wall actually. So yeah, you can see that he is not holding, so it's fine. It's really good for me. And yeah, I think it's GG actually. Like I can retreat back at home, and I can just try to play a macro game after this, but I don't really need that. I can just finish him off right here, and yeah, it's actually GG. So, but this was like not like that I do not deserve this victory, but this is something that happens sometimes from time to time. You just get lucky with what you're playing against, right? And in my case, if you played something similar to a normal playstyle, if you just went for the first hatchery, then probably I would have been in a different position in this game. Alright, we got ourselves another opponent. It's also Protoss player. We got quite a lot of them today. So we'll see what we can do this time. And I'll try to do something really interesting. Okay, so this time we're gonna be playing a Roach Push. I think it's something different from what I usually do. So we'll see. Okay, he knows me from the channel eSports Storyteller, so that's really interesting, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Thanks. Alright, so we're gonna be doing, well, it's always kinda sad to cheese a guy who just said he really loves my channel. Of course. But yeah, we're probably gonna be doing something like that. Alright, so we're gonna be placing the standard hatchery and stuff, and we're gonna be doing quite a bit of interesting stuff.
Not enough minerals.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, this guy's actually experienced, so he's gonna be prepared, I guess. Yeah, Wings Fluidity was much easier than the current version of StarCraft 2, because it was actually very, very slow compared to this game, right? Because
Minerals
the
now.
economy was different. You didn't really need to rush with the expansion. You could stay on free bases and just make units and focus on your engagements and maybe like some extra harass things like War Prism or maybe like Overload drop stuff. But yeah, the game was really, really good in those old days. It was flawed in some things, right? As with the balance, because Reload and Festivals were pretty terrible, to be honest, but still, it had its own charm, and I really enjoyed playing Wings of Liberty myself too.
Our drones are under attack.
On the other hand, I got really successful in Legacy of the Void, not in Wings of Liberty. Because this version of StarCraft 2, in my opinion, is just more balanced and has a lot more opportunities to play and to use them. It's just, in my opinion, just a better version of the game. It's kind of different, but still. Alright, so this guy is not doing something crazy. He's just playing normally so far. And I just need to make sure it's a Twilight, or maybe it's a Stargate, or maybe it's Robo, or maybe it's something else. There are not so many, you know, things you can do as a Protoss in the beginning, but still, they are all the paths, all the choices are super different, and that's really exciting to see what he's doing this game. And yeah, there's a Stalker, so it's probably gonna be, usually it's gonna be something like, you know, it's probably gonna be a Twilight, to be honest. Like, very rarely they do the Stargate with the Stalker. It's like, I don't know why, but you know, you can almost tell if that's gonna be a Twilight. They're just gonna be, you know, doing the Stalker and not gonna be doing anything else, staying home. It's kind of weird to me because, you know, it's a sign, it's telling something, but actually for this guy, he's actually doing the Stargate. That's pretty weird, but again, in the 99% of cases that I've been playing StarCraft 2, if there is a Stalker, they're actually going for the Twilight or something cheeky because they're trying to hide something, right? And you don't really need to hide the Stargate anyway, because, well, most Zerg players are gonna be putting the spores by default in this case, and because, well, it's a pretty big deal, right? This Oracle stuff, and just, you know, even just the threat of an Oracle is pretty big. To be prepared for that. And it doesn't cost so much money to put down the spores, so usually Zergs are very well prepared against this particular thing. But alright, we are playing with our Roaches, I still remember that, and around 350 we're gonna be putting down the Roach War, and this is like the perfect timing for that, but actually, oh my god, I'm gonna be having to deal with the Adams right now. And yeah, well, that's not a big attack anyway, so we're gonna be fine. Right, I just need to pull the drones to force him to retreat, and you know, it's fine. The problem though, I lost some of my larvae here. I had to spend them on this defense, but I'm still gonna be having quite a bit of roaches. I don't really have the desired number of my other things, right? Like workers, for example. I don't really have many of them, but it's still okay, right? We're probably gonna have enough of the roaches to actually crack him. And yeah, this guy is super aggressive, by the way. He's playing like a true Wings of Liberty playstyle. He has quite a lot of adds, by the way. It's very interesting. Usually it's not something that you do. But I think he's gonna be staying at home right now, because yeah, he just has to, let's be honest. He cannot really be aggressive when, well, there's such a threat. Because I can easily cancel the pile and it's gonna be a big deal if I can do that, but yeah, he just has to return. Alright, I have plenty of roaches. I'm gonna make 2 Ravagers, I think it's gonna be enough, maybe like 3 actually. And I'm gonna be attacking and trying to actually finish this game like this. Why not, actually? I feel pretty confident in myself right now, so... And he's only having like this Adams here, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, and we actually got them, so it's gonna be a pretty good and clean victory for me, I feel like. And yeah, the point here, I should just attack with the wall. Oh, it's actually clever, but you know, he kind of still let me in, and this is a GG, right? This was a very easy game for me, but that's probably due to his scouting, right? He had like an Immortal at home, he had some stuff going on for him, like a +1 upgrade and the charge. The problem though is that he kind of fell off the build order, I feel like. But maybe he was like supply blocked or something. I just don't get why he didn't have enough units here. Well, For some reason, he just had a bit less than I expected, but yeah, usually in this situation, the Protoss player is gonna have like 4 adepts, something like that, maybe a couple of stalkers, maybe like a sentry, and also he could have just had the Void Ray at home and also the Immortal somewhere closer to the gates. Yeah, but the main problem was that he didn't have the warp, or let me check really, it's very, very interesting, because usually what's gonna happen in this case, he's gonna be moving back, and he actually has the ability to warp in the units, and if he just made 2 sentries, I think he would have been fine. It's still like a pretty tough situation for him, because you can see his economy is almost, well, it's not twice, but it's quite better, right? He has almost 20 more probes than I do, and, you know, that's a bit too much in this case. And he, even if he had like Immortals at the gates, it probably would not have been enough, because 2 sentries and 1 mortal, it's not enough, really. And the second Void Ray, maybe, but you know, you really need to scout a bit better in this matchup, because, well, he actually saw the Roach Warren, but he probably didn't pay enough attention to that. Maybe he thought that that's something normal, or maybe he just didn't click on the building. He maybe thought that it's going to be an evolution chamber, and that's why he was so unprepared for this attack. But still, he played really well in the beginning, though. So maybe if we were playing a macro game, he got 2 workers, he got some mining time, so could have been a different scenario. But that's it for today, guys. I think this was like a really fun ladder experience for me. Played a couple of games, and even though I lost one of them, it's still fine. I hope you can get something for your own experience on the ladder, maybe like some tips from this video. And if you enjoyed this one, leave a like, subscribe, and see you next time. Have a nice day, and goodbye.